Hi everybody, my name is Candace. My week-long lesson plan is on habitats, plants, and animals. So first, this week-long lesson is based off Next Generation second grade science standard, make observations of plants and animals to compare the diversity of life in different habitats. Additionally, to teach this standard, these three following ELD standards will also be implemented. In short, this will give students the opportunity to practice listening, reading, and writing in English. And throughout the week, students will learn about 6 habitats that will be discussed in the next slides. And then they'll learn about these habitats via books, pictures, videos, and websites. And then starting Wednesday, that'll take us to the end of the week, students will begin writing about an animal and the habitat that they live in. So Monday we'll introduce PSYOP strategies. So to begin the lesson, students will partake in a museum walk. So with their table group, they will tour different picture collages throughout the classroom that illustrate the grassland, rainforest, and polar habitats. Students will return to their seats to think, pair, share about their reflections and connections. Afterwards, the teacher will introduce this YouTube video along with a polar and grassland habitat YouTube video. Use pictures and National Geographic Kids websites to build students' background knowledge and to learn about the academic content. Afterwards, direct and guided practice will take place. So the teacher will use pictorial input charts to define and characterize the grassland, rainforest, and polar habitats. After modeling this process, the teacher will then call on students to share additional points that they've acquired throughout the day to add to the pictorial charts. Teacher will provide in-the-moment feedback to help students nurture their learning. And then for independent practice, students will create an information poster regarding an assigned habitat that they were given. So table groups will be either creating information posters for the grassland, rainforest, or polar habitat. Tuesday introduces GLAD strategies. So first, students will partake in an observation chart walk to learn about, or to first be introduced to the desert, mountain, and ocean habitats. So students will take a writing journal with them at each chart. They will record different observations, different connections that they've made. Afterwards, they'll return back to their seats, think, pair, share about what they saw, and then as a whole class discuss the pictures. And then the teacher will introduce the content and language objectives. The teacher will then create a cognitive content dictionary for all 6, the desert, mountain, ocean, as well as the rainforest, grassland, and polar habitats. The teacher will then read from a big book, teacher-made big book that discusses the desert, mountain, and ocean habitats. Play this short video over here along with a mountain and ocean habitat video so that students can visualize, see, and make connections to these habitats. Direct and guided practice will consist of the teacher creating a mind map for the ocean and desert habitats. First, the teacher will model how to use a mind map, how to transfer the knowledge that was acquired throughout the day onto this mind map, and then ask for student volunteers, give them opportunities to think, pair, share about things that can be added to this mind map, and then provide in-the-moment feedback based off student responses. Independent practice will consist of students creating a mountain mind map on their own, and then the teacher will collect this to informally assess. On Wednesday, SDAIE strategies will be used. So the lesson will start with a picture of this activity. So students will receive a blank sheet of paper, fold that paper so that there's 8 squares on it, and then on each square they'll create an unlabeled drawing for each of these vocabulary words that I'm highlighting for this first point. And then once they've done that, they'll swap with a partner, and their partner will try and label the pictures. This will then lead into a whole class discussion where the teacher will see how students illustrated the terms and how they connected and how their partner connected the terms to the picture. Then afterwards, the teacher will review the pictorial input charts and the mind maps from Monday and Tuesday to help students recall and review habitat knowledge. The teacher will then play this video over here, Habitats for Kids, that discusses all 6 of the habitats that have been discussed throughout the week. Afterwards, the teacher will use the grassland habitats as an example to model how to use Frayer models, so how to draw a picture, define, and then identify examples and non-examples of the grassland. After modeling this, the teacher will ask students to think, pair, share about what else can be added to the grassland Frayer model, and then provide feedback for students based off their responses. Students will then, for independent practice, student table groups will then be assigned a habitat, and for that assignment, students will individually work to create a Frayer model for it. Students, once they're done, will think, pair, share with a partner about what they put on their habitat Frayer model, and then the teacher will then collect these at the end of class. Thursday introduces translanguaging strategies. So to kickstart the lesson, table groups will receive an envelope of these pictures here. Students will look at the picture and try and identify which habitat is being represented, and then as a whole class, the teacher will review how students connected the images and provide feedback. Direct and guided practice will consist of the teacher using this orangutan picture, since students are already familiar with it from the first activity, and model how to research the orangutan and its habitat on National Geographic Kids, and then how to take that research and transfer it onto a orangutan mind map. So once the teacher has modeled how to transfer the facts, the teacher will then ask for students to look at the National Geographic's Kid website to add facts to the mind map, the class mind map. Then for independent practice, students will select one of these envelope pictures from the first activity to research. They'll use their iPad to research information on National Geographic Kids website to then create a mind map for their animal. Once they're done, students will work with their language partner to discuss and reflect on what they added. And then also on this mind map, students can use their home language to help them. The teacher will then collect these to provide feedback. Friday, we'll continue translanguaging. So to kickstart, the teacher will create a Kahoot habitat game. Students will participate using their class iPad, and then based on how students are responding to the questions, teacher will provide in-the-moment feedback. Direct and guided practice will consist of the teacher using the orangutan mind map from Thursday to model how to take that information and transfer it into a 3-sentence paragraph about orangutans and their habitat. Independent practice will consist of students receiving their mind map back from Thursday, and then students will look at the feedback and then use that information to then create their own animal paragraph. And then students will edit and discuss with their language partner. And then as all this is going on, the teacher will meet with a small group in the back to assist struggling students who are in need of additional support. So to summarize, what I've learned from this course is a new variety of strategies that I can use to support EL students. Additionally, translanguaging is new to me. I was unaware of this strategy prior to this class. I plan to apply this knowledge by incorporating these strategies and translanguaging opportunities in the classroom. And I plan to extend this by seeing how these strategies work and then modifying the base strategy to accommodate students' specific needs in the class.